a podcast created by two guys brought together by movement, transformed into brotherhood. The boys share their authenticity as they deep dive into what it means to explore this human experience, shedding light on personal trials and accumulated wisdom. Conscious Collingwood is meant to provoke thought and insight to expand your personal awareness. Come along for the journey as Justin and Jeff exemplify what it means to be a man living wholeheartedly, balancing the divine, masculine, and feminine. Welcome to Conscious Collingwood.
So, Jeff? Wow, feels like a lot of life has happened in the last week.
Dude, the last 24 hours.
Yeah. That's the thing about... We got a lot of responses about self-awareness, and a lot of people don't like self-awareness, turns out. But it's just uncomfortable because self-awareness invites you to be very honest with yourself, which is hard to do. And you kind of shared about it this morning in our little voice note conversation about pain.
Yeah. Oh, would you like me to elaborate?
Yeah, elaborate on that. I thought it was very interesting.
Well, this is, I don't know why last night it just kind of clicked. Not clicked, but just, I could feel it. And you talk about this in your classes and beyond. But yeah, just the whole concept of pain in the body. And at first I was like, is the body mad at you? Like, is it angry? And no, it's not, because the body is a healing machine. It's love. And as we shared in our last podcast, tension is just love trying to express itself. And so that's all the body's doing. It's literally just saying, hey, can you look at me for a second?
Yeah.
So whether it is, gallstones or cancer or a knee injury or a back injury, whatever, and have empathy for all those that go through really trying times physically. But it's the body going, can you just pay attention for a second? I'm trying to show you something.
Yeah.
And whether this is accurate or not, I believe the more severe it gets, it's the more the body's going, hey!
Shaking you.
Look at me!
Yeah. Wake
and
up.
That's where, if you're willing to avoid your self-awareness, pain is going to show up. Because, without that pain, there's no expansion. You have to have pain to have the growth.
Yeah. Discomfort. Yeah.
And it's almost uncomfortable to say that. Because there's people that are really struggling.
Yeah.
And that might come across as offensive, but your body is so intelligent.
Do you think that it's offensive because they want to be the victim of the circumstance? They want to be like, you can't tell me my
that's
blah, blah, blah is from this?
That's very possible. And it's also my own stuff, because Ari called me out on this the other day. I had said something that was a little bold, and then I backpedaled a bit, and she's like, no, like, you're entitled to that judgment and that feeling. Like, it's the truth.
Mm.
But it's me, I think, being a compassionate person and having empathy. And it's like, if I know someone's really in it, it's like, that just was probably salt in the wound.
But you never know if it's the salt that's going to tip them over. I'm going to become a little bit more self-aware.
Yeah. But then again, you have someone like David Goggins who can go out and he just does his thing, and he is not offending people, but he's just telling his truth that is, for the most part, seems pretty accurate. Mm. And he doesn't give a shit. He's here to push people and pull them out of their, pull their head out of their ass and,
Yeah. We need more.
Bring some responsibility into their life.
We need more of those people. I truly believe, especially as a coach, you need to be able to obviously be in alignment with yourself first, and then speak to those things. This training that's coming up called Prisma, that Everlove is hosting, it is a leadership retreat, and Dan explained it as, we have all of these feelings and thoughts that we never really share. So are we ever really being authentic? So say you and I are out in public and we walk into two people that maybe trigger us. And instead of being like, oh yeah, wow, that's really good. Like, how's work? Blah, blah, blah. You're just like, honestly, I don't have the time right now. And it's because you fucking trigger me because you look like my fucking a bully that I had to navigate in high school. And I fucking am triggered right now. So I just want to grab you and I want to fucking shake you. Can you imagine if you were out in public and felt so free to express actually how you were feeling? You're either going to look like a lunatic, because it's these social constructs that we all abide by. Like, you know, we have to seem like we have it all together. And the truth is, we're all fucking hiding and suppressing how we really feel.
Yeah, that's yeah. But is that also not an egoic? Like, if you were to do that, that's your ego, and you're not self-regulating yourself if you were to be out in public behaving like that. Do you not think?
It's
because I go to the grocery store and I'm triggered with every person
I know.
see.
I can only imagine
So,
the chaos that you would ensue in public. But it's because everything holds a vibration, and it's to release it from you having to hold it any longer. You may feel some resolve from expressing your truth. You know, if you're at the grocery store, you're triggered by somebody, and you just fucking let them have it.
But that person who just said hi to you has no idea what's going on in your world or why they're triggered. So why does that person get the brunt?
Well, you gave them a little context.
But they didn't. They're not the bully.
No, I know, but then you were allowed to express yourself like, hey, this is my honest truth. I think you're a great person, but your face really triggers me because of X.
So does that set up the conversation to segue into something else because you just release that pain, or do you just walk away after?
Well, no. Obviously, there needs to be two willing parties to. But that's the training. You go into this training to be radically honest with people and your triggers, because I'm sure that there's going to be someone there that triggers something inside of you. And then you have the opportunity to express yourself enough so that you finally release whatever you have been holding in. I might sponsor you to go. I'm going. I'm doing the training. But I would love to see you just
I gotta work
open
at the golf.
up.
I gotta work at the golf club that weekend.
Woo! That'd be fucking fun. Woo! There he goes. He's going off.
It might not be good.
Why?
Could you go to jail from one of these things? Like, could you get in trouble enough where you...
What are you holding in?
What if you punch someone?
No, there's no physical punching. Of course not. Do you feel like you need to get that out?
I heard there was humping.
No. There's not humping.
Dry humping?
I'm sure there could be.
I don't need...
Do you feel like there's healing if you... Do you have some pent-up sexual urges towards, like, say we're trying to navigate stuff? Do you need to dry hump me a little bit? Because I'm not willing.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm okay.
If that's what you needed, I'd be open to the conversation. Like, you could hump a leg.
No.
We've really gone...
Yeah. I feel like we all need to start over.
No, we can't start over.
No.
This is just the conversation.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I gotta... Like, when Dan and Ari were sharing the training and stuff, it made a lot of sense. I don't know if we've helped the plug or not. I'm just kind of put on the spot with a thought. I'd have to really sit with it to see what it means to me. Like,
feels uncomfortable. There's growth there, obviously.
I don't know. I was thinking about that last night too. It's like, just because something feels like an edge doesn't mean you have to go and pursue it.
No, that's true.
Right?
Yep. If
Like
it feels like too much of an edge,
no, that's your
because the truth is something's gonna come up, and then you gotta unpack it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to unpack it? Are you ready to do deeper work and be more honest with yourself than you have been, obviously, because you've been repressing it? You know, it's to really open up blind spots. Not to say that you need to.
You calling me blind?
We all have blind spots.
I don't know.
It terrifies me.
I feel like living daily right now that, I feel like I have a high level of self-awareness, and I'm constantly looking in the mirror, and life itself is being a tremendous teacher. I don't, maybe I wouldn't be able to handle more. It's just like, this is enough.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
it.
That's being honest with yourself.
Dude, I fucking cried in yoga class last night.
How was that? Why? What was the theme?
Well, it was around my daughter. It came up as, so you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but a lot of emotion is stored in your hips, right?
Root chakra.
Root chakra?
Just
Foundational stuff?
Foundational stuff. Family.
Yeah. So, we were stretching our hips, working on the outsides, into a couple positions that Jeffrey's legs and limbs can't get into.
Yeah.
But it's the hockey ass,
Sidney Crosby hips.
Yeah. So anyway, we're about 3/4 of the way through the class, and I think that the music hit me too. It was just the kind of somber, and I kind of started to feel sad. And I think it was just the emotion of the state of the world right now, and not that I was thinking about Trump while I was in yoga, but I was just thinking about that whole situation in a millisecond, right? It was just like,
Yeah.
fuck me, what time are we living in? Like,
This feels
love or
like
hate him,
a
doesn't
fucking
matter.
movie.
Somebody, whether it's staged or not, someone tried to kill another person in front of millions of people. Like, what the fuck? And a person of stature. Anyway, so that's a lot of thought in a millisecond of a second. And then it kind of just segued into my daughter, and just, she's been through a lot with her friend circle, and just, stuff that I've alluded to before. Just some challenging shit. And I just started to think about myself as a father and how I show up and how I've been there to support and whatever else. And I was just reflecting on times where I feel like I maybe not have received that. And then I just kind of made it about myself, and just the thought, like, I've come a long way with not a ton of support in my adult life. And I was just like, holy fuck, like, everything. And I feel like I have a broad skill set, and that's all because I've learned to shut my mouth and observe and witness, and just learn by viewing, and just become just a sponge. Most of the stuff I know how to do, I just learned by watching someone else and then applying it, and improving upon it, and fucking up and making a mistake and getting better at it. But whether it's tile or general electrical work, or I don't know, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I was comparing that with showing up as a father and a husband, and just feeling a well-rounded person. And I think there was an element of pride there for myself, but also sadness of just like, I've done a lot of this on my own,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just I was weeping in Shavasana there a little bit, and yeah, it kind of hit me. So I bring up that story because I'm being vulnerable, but to me, like, that's a lot for me. And to go to a retreat for 5 days, and I just like, why do I need more? That fucking yoga class was enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows, maybe that is a blind spot, but yeah. I don't know what shows up for you with that story, but that's back to the idea of pain in the body, discomfort in the body. I didn't avoid it. I really tried to see it last night, and I did. And I felt like I needed to heal something there, but I saw something that needed to be seen. So that felt good.
Yeah. You're able to love yourself in those moments.
Yeah, but it's crazy how movement can do that. Just moving the body.
Emotion's energy and motion.
Just there's emotion stored in those cells, and something clicked that.
Moves. Yeah. It's eventually going to move through you. Feelings buried alive never die.
Yeah.
So, eventually, when you can unwind all that, and that's a part of, like, this is what this training is, somatic. It is creating a space for you to feel, express, release, let go. I think there's parts of me that don't feel I feel like I have a skill set to navigate this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't confidently say that most people do. Like, if it uncovers something that is really hard to grapple with, and then you need professional support, there's a potential of that. But I don't think that there's anything inside of me that I couldn't handle. And I feel like I've always been a very expressive human being. So whether it's anger, I trained Muay Thai for several years, and if I feel anger, I've let it out in a bag. I've screamed into pillows. I've never really held back. I'm a big feeler.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, especially when I was a child and I was angry, I remember just destroying my room. I had a bookshelf. I'd fucking throw every book off the shelf. I'd slam it onto the ground, and I would destroy my whole room out of a fit of rage. I was whack. But I was going through a lot, I have a super intense dad, and so that I was just expressing how he was expressing, and I think there's parts of me that are really proud that I'm able to express myself that way. But that's also why I run the mountain and do things that are really hard, because it is that process of release,
Mm-hmm.
but in an empowering way, instead of fucking destroying something and then being like, well, maybe that was an overthought. Now I gotta clean all this up. If I run the mountain, I'm better for it, and I'm stronger for it. I have affirmations I'm saying to myself the whole time, you're fucking strong, you're powerful, go beyond. Become the next version of yourself. Release to expand.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a lot of healthy ways that aren't really shared or taught. And I've really been creating these concepts out of necessity for myself. But yeah.
I don't know if I said this last time or not, but I recently went for a run too. I think it was when I can't remember if I was feeling the resistance of this triathlon and stuff, but went for that, and I moved a lot of emotion, and it's crazy. I just it is amazing, and you provide yourself some time, because you're not numbing yourself with your cell phone or distracting yourself in any other way. You're with yourself, and you really can't help but be aware of your thoughts if you're not listening to obviously music or something. If you really go out consciously and go do some movement with yourself with no distraction, the answer shows up for you, and you can dissolve a lot of stuff, and you give yourself some time and to have some clarity. let yourself breathe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're talking there too, I was wondering, like, does this self-improvement stuff, like, does it become a bit of an addiction? Like, I know for me, with what I've already shared, part of me just, you know, we're really enjoying our daughters and their age and their activities. Just want to live life. Like, I've accumulated a lot of tools. I just want to fucking experience life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with what I've accomplished and what, you know, and like I said, I'm having things show up for me daily already, and I'm navigating them. So, you know, why do a training? And again, I'm not saying this to avoid it, but for me, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm growing enough every day as it is. That's great. So I'm just curious, or throwing it out there. I wonder if there's an element of addiction for some people to just continually dig as deep as they can.
Oh, absolutely. What interests me more is educating myself, less experience. So something like this, it doesn't like jump out at me, because I'm like, I feel fully expressed personally. Like, obviously there are some things inside of me and I got to work through, but you know, I would say I'm in a season of my life where I'm more interested in gaining theoretical knowledge so that I can help more people. But I haven't experienced something like this, so.
See, whatever. I like that. That resonates, that I would do it for the experience and to see, because, like, I don't know, I've been on this self-help journey for a number of years now, and it's just, I feel like I've gone back along my timeline. I just keep going back and just going, what else needs to be seen? You know, whether it's, you know, childhood stuff, you know, parental stuff, whatever. It's just like, keep digging myself, right? But what you're sharing there, that resonates more, like to go and do it for the...
I'm more interested in watching the facilitators facilitate a very powerful experience where people are allowed to just be expressive and emote. You know? That's what interests me about it. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, if something really deep or powerful came up in a men's circle, I can't say I would say I'm able to have the conversation or hold that space, but I'm interested in holding a more powerful space, like a skillful space.
Yeah, it'd be tricky to, you know, I know Dan and Ari have shared some stories from it, and it'd be quite the scene to witness. And I know something, like when I attended Ari's Purpose Quest, like, you know, we had a breath work session. It was like an hour long, right? And the amount of stuff that showed up for people, or myself, of course, too, but like almost screaming, crying. Like to the point where should I go over and console that person? Right? I had my own tears, I had my own stuff show up, but like people that were really in pain or had pain show up and just crying it out. And then I was like, no, that's not, well, obviously, no, that's their experience and they need to go through it on their own, right? But that empathetic person, he was like, I need to go and give this person a fucking hug. Yeah. But it was trippy. It was really, that was an intense experience.
Yeah.
Being in a room full of, let's say there was 10 or 12 of us, and yeah, everybody going through their own stuff.
Yeah.
That was a high. An hour-long breath work, because it didn't feel that long, but when we asked afterwards, how long was that? That was an hour.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of huffing and puffing and
different
cycles and.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You've never done psychedelics, have you?
No. I think though it's almost time to go on a little mushroom journey, because I cannot figure out how to hit my driver playing golf. And I think I have some.
You want to go deep,
some psychological damage. You want to fucking talk about going to a retreat? I would go to. That's maybe what's going to show up for me.
How to strike the ball with your driver.
Oh. My irons. I played yesterday. My irons were pretty solid, but my driver is just fucking horrendous. And the thing is, dude, at the driving range, like when I'm warming up,
I hit
it very solid. And when I get on the course, I have this miss where I drop my hands and I have to flip at it and I hit it just dead left. Like, it's just terrible. But it's a mind fuck for me, because at the range I hit it pretty good. Like, I'm gonna hit the odd poor one, but not to the extent that I do on the golf course. And you're just like, I'm two different people. It's fucked.
What's your preparatory thought process when you're on the golf course? Like, do you start undermining yourself? Like, oh man, am I gonna fucking slip again?
I actually do believe that I have a lot of positive self-talk, and I feel confident over the ball.
Yeah.
But then my body takes over, and it's like there's like this neurological disconnect where it's just like I don't know how to explain it.
Let's take you into a mushroom journey and turn you into the next Tiger Woods.
No, I don't need that. I don't need to be that good. I just need to.
This might happen.
I just need to break.
Let's
90.
baptize you.
I just need to break 90. But I'm serious. I've thought about it. I'm dead serious. But then I wondered.
Well, don't you worry. I have the pharmacy you're looking for, Jeffrey.
But then I wondered, is that cheating?
No, it's not cheating.
Cheating life.
It's absolutely the same. It is. It is. If you want to go deep, that's it. With yourself.
Yeah, I played a match yesterday. I got my ass kicked, which was fine. But I showed up, and this guy's a really good golfer. Good golfer. And I could have cowered away, but I went and blamed my rib injury or something to pull out of the match. But no, I wouldn't.
Damn, dude, what if you didn't blame anything?
Huh?
What if you just were honest that you're in a process of unwinding some limitations within?
That's a great explanation. But no. But the competitor in me's like, I got a chance. I had no chance. But the competitor in me's like, we can do this. Like,
how far away were you?
From what?
Him.
From like having a chance?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not even close. I'm not even gonna say the score.
Yeah.
It was.
Come on, say the score.
No. That's too vulnerable. I'd rather talk about crying in yoga.
Really?
Than talk about
you performed in golf? Wow. Huh.
Let's just say the match was done after 11 holes. And there's 18 holes.
Okay.
And a good match would go to probably 17 or 18.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't go that far. But
do you finish?
No, we just parted ways.
Oh, wow.
But the good thing was, where I've come a long way, as I wasn't that hard on myself. I had some grace. I called myself a couple names on the course because I missed some shots that were easy for me.
Yeah.
But I hadn't played in 2 weeks, so again, it's just having some grace for myself. But dude, golf's it's a spiritual game. It'll test you, and it's I know every athlete says that about their sport, but golf is, I think, a little bit different. Golf is just, it's 1-to-1. It's a long time with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's a hard sport. It's difficult.
Fuck, it is ever.
Yeah. So, the challenge for me is that I was a decent junior golfer. My adolescence, I think it was mostly just my athleticism that got me through it. And just sometimes compare myself to that younger person, but I'm a man now, I have family and businesses, and
a lot of
I don't
life.
practice so much.
Yeah.
But I still expect more out of myself.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you should. As you should.
100%.
Always. I expect a lot out of myself.
Yeah. What a journey.
Especially physically. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I like to push myself.
Yeah.
See what I'm capable of. See the potential of this thing.
Well, to pump your tires, I told your surge class on Sunday. It was intense, and I was moving similar weight to you, and then I had to not do that anymore, and you continued. Well, you're a strong motherfucker, but while talking,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Thanks. That's the hardest part.
What do you like? So when you're in that, are you having to like? Does the teacher energy just take over, and you don't contemplate? Or are you actually pushing yourself And while you're talking, you're actually going, okay, Jay, we got to keep going here.
Oh yeah. When we were, so what I wanted to create adaptation in the shoulders, and adaptation comes from obviously being really radically honest with yourself, not overlifting, but taking yourself to exhaustion. And so I thought to myself, well, let's see what, and we're doing Turkish get-ups, so I thought let's throw some presses in here and just exhaust. And it was a lot of mental self-talk, because as the lead, it's up to me to guide, obviously, a safe class, but yeah, there was a lot of encouragement in my mind. I was like, let's go, Jay. Like, obviously, I wanted to let the weight go, but I've had that conversation about 1,000 times on the mountain, where it's like, you just slow down. Like, your calves are burning to exhaustion, but we just one step after another. And my body, because I've trained, and I say compound interest over time, that's why it's so important to never push yourself when you're picking it up. You need to train consistently for months, not maybe even years, before you can honestly push yourself the way that I push myself. Because I know that my joints, my ligaments, my tendons, my muscles are strong and adapted to go places that most people can't handle. So I just was in it. But every part of me wanted to give up. And every part of me was like, find a moment to breathe. Fuck, you got to keep talking. Like, it was. Surge is tough. There's points where, yeah, I'm at my limit. If you ever notice me get quiet, it's because I'm finding a moment to just breathe.
Oh, that's good
So
intel.
I can barely manage myself. It's a lot. Speaking as well as exercising,
100%.
because your body's like dying for oxygen, and you're just fucking letting it all go. Which, now the more that I understand about breathing, it's not the worst thing, but it is challenging.
The next time you get quiet, I'm going to chirp you and, what's wrong, Jay? You struggling?
Please do.
No, I'm just kidding.
Please do. That'd be funny.
Oh, I found myself, I wanted to push, but it's like I was moving 20s, and then I got to the point where, like, I think I'm going to injure myself, right? Like, what happens if, like, I don't know if I would have, but even something that was body weight, the side playing hip dips that you threw in there, it was just like, I feel like my shoulder's just going to calf out here.
Yeah.
So, I had to be a little careful, but
Good.
it was if
That's
your goal
successful.
if your goal was to exhaust the shoulders, you accomplished that.
Yeah.
I think even we were doing, like, you had we were in a lunge position or something, and I dropped the weight and was just doing this.
Yeah.
I think you had 8 reps, and I'm just the weight of my arm alone. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I can't fucking reach.
Yeah. And that's great.
Near the end of the class.
That's
yeah.
wise. Just do your body weight. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, you don't always have to lift weight. And I always start the class by saying, like, giving the most explanation that this is more of an experiential workout. I want you to experience all, like, it's going to feel like a lot, and it's intended to push you to your potential, so that you know that there's more, that, to inspire and empower you. So that's the thing. When I first started exercise, because I was trained by Paul Chek, he had he's very specific, and, like, we're not here to harm people, we're here to help people. And so it took me a long time to be okay with teaching a group class that felt in alignment with my values of helping people. But, you know, Ariana pushed me to be like, no, there's more. Like, you can inspire people. You can empower people. Like, you got talent here. So, very, like, I was quite nervous to teach a class like that, but eventually got to the point where it was like, I just got to give context. You know, if it's going to be an ego battle for somebody, they'll live and they'll learn.
Yeah.
I know that my intention isn't to hurt people or injure people, and I have to allow people to take care of themselves. Where when I'm doing like strength circuit or I'm one-on-one with people, I have the option to be like, that's too heavy.
Yeah.
Lighten up the load. Let's care for ourselves.
I got two things. Do you find in that class you're observing the participants, or is it just your world and you're just doing what you want to do that day? Or do you go, oh, this is a struggle for the class today, I'm going to back off a little bit? Like, how do you navigate? Do you feel
Usually,
that?
oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very observant of the class. But it's a mix of both. We had a strong class on Sunday, so I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
They're in it.
Yeah.
They're willing.
The other thing there is too is this whole idea of pushing people past their comfort zone, and you know, I wouldn't say helping, not harming, but people are enjoying the push because both you and Ari's classes are full. And I mean, as you've mentioned to me, your strength series is more about community and your own little journey, and come in here and get some movement done. And some people really push themselves. Some people are maybe a little more casual, but they're moving their bodies and they're connecting and all that good stuff. But when it comes to the surge and Ari's mixer, and it sounds like the pulse now too, like her classes, like they're a push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's her personality.
That's right, yeah.
That's that double Scorpio energy. I need strength circuit.
Yeah.
Just as much as I need surge, because strength circuit aligns with my values the most. It is the perfect, like, if you were to hire a personal trainer 3 times a week, it ain't cheap.
Yeah.
It's expensive. So this is like my gift to the world. Like, you can come, I'm going to give you the most balanced program, and if you stay consistent with it, you're going to be out of pain, you're going to have more freedom of mobility and ease in your body, and you're going to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do outside of this.
Yeah.
This is the foundation. This is how I created a body that, for the most part, doesn't get injured. I take my body to the peak of its potential, and that's when I injure myself. So there's context there that most people aren't doing what I'm doing as an athlete. So if you're wanting to just have a healthy, strong life and be able to feel good in your body, confident in your body, and perform at its best, come to Strength Circuit and be committed. Like Janet. Janet sent me the most beautiful testimonial the other day, and she's just been committed for 2 years, and she's never felt stronger.
Yeah. It's very inspiring to see some of the older cats in the class, male and female, and they really put in a great effort, and it's inspiring.
Yeah. I old cats. The elders of our community.
I like that.
Yeah. They know that it's about quality of life. And what I've noticed is most people don't have the finances, especially at a younger age. Also, they don't realize that the benefit of taking that time to improve their quality of life. You know, usually it takes a lifetime of neglect to realize that. What if it didn't take a lifetime of neglect? Like you coming into strength class and realizing like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. And you're right, to attest to your share there about, creating a strong body so you're not injuring yourself outside of class and stuff. Like I used to deal with a lot of shoulder pain. And I have to go see my chiro, and he would, massage me out and active release stuff. But it's all because I was just weak in the shoulders. Mm-hmm. And so through obviously, probably almost 2 years of this, and plus a million goddamn planks and Aries classes. But no, I haven't dealt with the same knots and pains, and my neck used to lock up. Like that has all disappeared. I can't remember the last time I really, I'd have to go home and get a lacrosse ball on my shoulder. I mean, against the wall, constantly just trying to massage myself. And who knew that's because I wasn't strong?
Yeah.
I thought it was because I was overworking myself, or just putting myself in vulnerable positions when I'm landscaping or something like that. No.
Yeah.
You're weak, bitch.
You're weak, bitch. You thought you were strong because you have a job.
Yeah.
Where it's physical.
Yeah.
But
who knew? Going back to even the start of the podcast, like my body's saying, "Hey, there's an area where I need support.
Yeah.
Pay attention to me."
Yeah.
But I didn't know that until I was out of pain.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I have not pain anymore because I'm stronger.
Yeah.
Huh.
The whole system is stronger.
The whole system, yeah.
You were strong in certain patterns, and there's always when I navigate pain for somebody, it's underuse, overuse, abuse. Yeah, those are usually it. So what patterns are underused, what patterns are overused, and maybe there is actual physical abuse or emotional abuse. So thoughts about self, other people projecting their thoughts onto you, what tension emotionally is being caused. That's called parasitic tension. So if I say, you're a little bitch, Jeff, and I say that every day to you, how does that make you feel? Probably shrink you a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Do you feel that when I said that? Because I hope not.
Hurt my heart.
I don't think of you that way. But that holds a vibration in your body. So there's abuse is a little bit, needs a little bit of context, but.
Yeah. That's good. Makes sense too.
Yeah.
I think what I'm proud of too is moving now and being very diligent about it all. And I feel like, and I know, I'm inspiring our daughters too.
Yeah.
And it just feels good to create that pattern now so that they'll, continue on, and it won't feel like they had to make a big shift. It just becomes that lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They still enjoy life. They can still eat the things they want to eat, and maybe drink the things they want to drink when they get older, but it's just
have fun,
moderation and balance, and take care of the vessel,
Yeah.
That's probably a deep fear I have for myself, is because I'm so active and so grateful for my body, is not being able to use it.
That's not going to happen.
No. And again, continuing to be self-aware and flush myself of, any negativity that might come up for myself, continually trying to heal whatever needs to be healed. Like whether it's true or not, I really do believe the body is meant to be obviously pristine. In the sense, it's a healing thing. Like it's
an ever evolving structure.
Yeah.
You're never the same person you came in as.
Like, it might sound extreme, but like when you hear about cases of
remission,
participant, huh?
What? Sorry.
Oh,
I was trying to read your mind.
Oh no. You don't know where I'm going.
No.
No, like participants.
I got excited.
In a Joe Dispenza seminar.
Yeah.
Someone who is blind walks out seeing.
Oh, that's remission.
Oh, you said remission? I think you said permission.
Yeah. No,
you
remission.
Fucking liar.
No, swear.
Oh, you said
remission. Like they have a fucking cancerous tumor, and then it's just fucking gone.
They dissolve. They do a bunch of meditation. They're in community. They're feeling the energy of it all, the vibe, and then they walk out a different person, and who knows, maybe there's some things that can't be healed, but I think that's probably inaccurate too, because he's proving that people can heal themselves.
Yeah. The potential is you.
Oh. Can you imagine fucking being blind and leaving one of his things and being able to see?
Yeah, that's fucking insane. Yeah.
Is that because you identify as a blind person, or like
Yeah.
what's?
Yeah.
It's trippy.
Yeah. What comes to my mind is like making a skit where you're like, I could see, and then the person starts walking out and like hits the door. But that's also like goes back to the retreat that we're the Prisma retreat, where it's like, what if you express something that was holding so much parasitic tension in your body that it released maybe an autoimmune disease or something? You know, all of that is held in the body somehow through vibration. Because the mind, well, the heart feels it. The mind thinks thoughts that the heart feels. And you have to tame the mind to make sure that your heart is in resonance, in a good frequency, because your body's always listening. So, yeah, that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
And we went deep. That went deeper. I didn't think that we were going to go that deep today.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was thinking about there was just the amount of stuff that I've held onto in my life that was so heavy.
Yeah.
And finally let it go, and like just how lighter everything feels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we hang on to so much stuff.
Yeah. So much. But that's the process of being human, because you have to hold on to things through the process of your evolution from a child to an adult, to learn how to understand, let go, learn to love yourself even more, and then that becomes wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You have to work through your shit. And if you don't, then...
I've had this, I don't know if it's a silly thought, a stupid thought, but I've wondered, like, if you get youth involved in this too soon, are you making life too easy? Like, do the youth, do people need to experience a number of years of shit so that they have something to work on?
They always have something to work on.
You think? Yeah. Does that make any sense what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing about our daughters, and it's like, if you give them all the tools now and everything like this, like, I'm sure stuff's always going to show up for them, but
you're going to give them tools, but they still have an immaturity that they have to unwind themselves. You know, they're going to have tools which are going to be great. Fucking awesome. I
love that. There's an immaturity they got to navigate.
They have to go, like Ella is going through her individuation process.
Mm-hmm.
She's listening to this. It's going to be interesting for her. But psychologically, the stage of development of a teenager is you have to start rejecting your parents' ideas so that you can find your own, because it is like a natural process of like, it's time for me to separate from you because I need to be an adult. Mm-hmm. I need to create my own life so that I can eventually find my own family. So that we can evolve.
Yeah.
So that she can find someone to eventually have children with and
very easy.
Grow up and you can have grandkids. Oh man, crazy. But yeah, it's individuation. I didn't actually realize, like I was having a conversation, you know, I was talking to my dad, my stepdad, and I feel he gave me so much wisdom as a child that I totally didn't adopt or understand that I knew most of my life. Like I still had to struggle myself. Mm-hmm. I still had to go through challenging times, fuck up, and then realize like, oh, like, yeah, I remember him telling me this. Like, how silly is that, you know?
No, that's 100% accurate. I mean, I had that experience with a mentor of mine and through entrepreneurship, and, you know, Paul telling me, about his experience. Hey, maybe Jeff, don't do it this way, and not that I would go against it, but I would have to experience it, and then I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. I can feel it now.
Yeah.
I experienced it too. I get what you're saying. It lands.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's the funny thing about humans.
But again, it's hard to apply the knowledge sometimes because you have to experience it, and then it makes sense. Then you can apply it.
Yeah. It also comes back to like living safely.
Mm-hmm.
If you live so safely that you never experience your life and are so risk adverse, you never actually take risk, and then you don't learn. Losing's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought we lost our soccer game last week. I was like, fuck, I learned a lot though. So I felt pretty, I had resolve.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, what are you going to do? Don't tell that to Dan though.
Who's more competitive on the field, you or him?
Oh, he is.
Is he?
Yeah. I put 100% effort in, but I wouldn't say that I'm not, like I am, I would say I'm very competitive, but I just want to perform at my best. It's not about the goals. It's, even in team sports, it's still very much about me and my ability and my performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many goals get scored in co-ed pickup soccer?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Dan scored 2 goals last.
Like, what would the final score be of a game?
Oh, it would be like 1-3,
3,
2-3.
So similar to actual soccer games where it's 1-0, 2-0. Like
it's
close.
Fun fighting over it.
Yeah.
Like when both teams it's back and forth. Like it's you're building to a climax. It's very much like intercourse. Playing with each other, it's getting heated. Everybody's excitable and aroused, and then bam, the goal happens, and we must.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite the metaphor.
I know. I don't know if it transfers.
I don't know if it does or not. I'm sure you can make it work.
Yeah.
Well, bro, anything else? I don't know. That was
good.
I can't. It's smooth there. Smooth. It's funny though, but like talk about negative self-talk. When I was sharing my story about yoga there, and I was struggling with that word vulnerability, I was beating myself up on the podcast here of not being able to deliver
articulate
what I would say. Yeah, coherent. It's like you could have been better, Jeff.
It's funny.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I had to share that.
Thanks for sharing that.
She's a fucking roller coaster up here, bud.
Yeah, for everybody. That's the thing.
It's
we can just be really honest with each other and be like, yeah, it is a lot. I think about a lot. I want to be the best version of myself. I don't always show up that way.
Yeah.
But I'm learning.
That is the trippy thing. I think as humans, we forget that everybody else is thinking as well.
Yeah.
If we all, in one moment, remember that we're all thinking thoughts or have thoughts coming to us, like that connection alone, like, oh, we're all dealing with it. But no, we forget, like, you forget that someone else is having all these crazy downloads and thoughts coming to themselves and are just trying to navigate the day, trying to navigate life. And
trying to navigate the day, and I got limiting beliefs and expectations and heartache.
Talk about empathy and kindness. It would just
a whole lifetime of experiences.
Yeah.
Some good, some bad. Navigating all that today.
Yeah.
Trying to get something done. It's crazy.
Oh, all right.
Well,
thanks, Justin.
And I think the message here is dive in. Excavate. Figure yourself out.
I thought you were going to plug Prisma.
Be honest. Do your work.
and be radically kind and loving to yourself along the way, because we're all going through it together. Let's hold hands and heal the world together.
Fucking goof.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you for being with us. We love recording these podcasts. If you know anyone who would resonate with today's episode, we would be grateful if you would share it with them. If you have any questions or comments, do not be shy and reach out. We would love to connect with you. Until next time, be well, love yourself, and live consciously.